Hey, um, I don't know how to start this. um, so there was another topic on top of what I had to cover with Emru and Mizkif. And mind you, this past week has been full, and I mean full of essay cases. Like, we're talking about Emru, Mizkif, uh, Saeed, Silky's assistant, and quite frankly, the case that we are going to be talking about, and Woofy. Woofy got SA'd. I Here's one thing I don't understand when it comes to certain people. And I'm sorry for my voice. I just woke up. I just got out of bed and I just saw it on my feed. So I figured I would bring this up. And I'm gonna show you the footage of what essentially took place between Nina Lynn and Saeed and her friend. It is horrifying. It's horrifying to look at. But take a look. Tell me what you see.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Saeed. Come here. I got you. Saeed, come here.
No, you can't. No, you can't.
23.
No.
He's consensual.
No, he's not consenting.
Yes, he is.
He's not even saying nothing.
He likes it. Yeah,
He's not.
give.
Oh, no.
I don't think he wants to.
Yeah, stay right there. Stay right there. Stay right there. Stay right there. Hold on. Hold on. Sit down.
Yo.
Sit down.
You remind me of that one video. It's like a cartoon where the nigga starts throwing out. It's like buy a car. Oh
Why
my
you in the
God.
way, bro? Let us go out. Like that as you are really why you in the way?
No.
Now that you saw the video, are you going to sit there and tell me that is not sexual assault? Because if you're gonna tell me that is not sexual assault, well, do I have some news for you. Now, the reason why I am talking about this as harshly as I am is mainly because I have gone through something similar. Not to the extent where this has happened to me recently, but to the extent that when I was younger and it was a whole different circumstance. I didn't know what was going on. This was a whole thing that was new to me, and quite frankly, I didn't want it, and it was bad. But moving alongside that, this is not about me. This is about Saeed. The fact that this lady has the goal to say, "Oh, I think you should man up," is such a disingenuous statement. Because, and I will say this, you're essentially saying that men cannot get assaulted or even raped, and it's disgusting. Quite frankly, it is horrible. Because if the roles were reversed, that right there, that man would be in jail. So what has happened to Nina Lynn? Nothing. She got away with it and only got a day and 20 some hours. I saw it was 20 some hours. I believe it was 18 to 22 hours. So an hour, a day and 20 some hours of a ban. That's not much. That's not much of a consequence. I personally hold the belief in having to hold somebody accountable. And I'm glad that people spoke out about it and gave her a bit of backlash, because at least there is not like just small amounts of people with common sense or decency. There's at least some people out there with said decency and common sense to actually call it out for what it is. But for people to go online and basically say, "Oh, he's lucky. Oh, he shouldn't be acting that way. He should be acting as if he won a prize." Okay. Okay. So if I was to say that you as a woman, if you get groped, if you get touched, and you get violated in terms of your boundaries, then you should feel complimented. You should feel like it's an honor. That doesn't feel good, does it? Of course it doesn't. And dehumanizing men in this extent, of course, is going to take its mental toll on many men, especially when they're not ever taken seriously, when they claim that, hey, I'm a victim of SA and so on and so forth. You're basically insinuating that the man cannot be a victim. You're insinuating that they're not human, that they're basically a person who is meant to be lusted. They're supposed to be a person that is lusting after women and supposed to be made out of lust, just constant stimulant. And that kind of puts into perspective on how twisted this world is. Because you have to admit, when people say, "Oh, bro, congratulations on having a girl do that to you," that's not really a compliment. That's not even really support. That is abandonment in disguise. That is basically throwing you to the wolves. When people say, "Oh, congrats, you got a girl," just because they're pretty and just because it happened to another person does not make them any less human or any more lucky of what happened. Typically, I try to leave my emotions out of situations like this. Or at the very least, I try to be very matter of fact with it. Because it is something that got caught on camera. It is something that can be proven, and it is a fact. At least up until people start claiming it's AI. But on a real note, it is disappointing having to see my timeline and having to see the fact that, one, people are basically saying, "Oh, he's lucky to have that kind of attention on him by a big streamer," so on and so forth. And mind you, I'm gonna show this clip as well. Nina was basically dragging him to the room with her friend and trying to take off his clothes. And I'm gonna show bits and pieces of this footage. I'm not sure how much of this footage I'm allowed to put up on YouTube, because YouTube is one of those places that is very restricting. But here we go.
Now they got it.
all this off. Take it off. Hey, yo, cut the cameras, cut the cameras. Yo, cut the cameras, bro. Zo, do your shit. Look at my Louis Vuitton store. Hold on, bitch. No, outside clothes on the bed. Hold on. What's going on? Yeah, let me get that bag. Let me get that bag. This is a nice bag. Hold on, this is a nice bag.
Yo,
How much this cost? Start with the top.
Yo,
Oh, I need this. I needed this. Thank you. Appreciate you.
Zoe, he's not consenting. He's not consenting. Yo, that's
Bro is crying. Bro is shedding tears. That's not. I'm sorry. I'm trying not to get heated, but that's not what you call a happy man. That right there is a man that has seen trauma. That's a guy that has seen something like that happen to him a long time ago. He must have held it up like in a safe. He must have had it locked down and everything. Because a normal, I must say this, that's a normal reaction. That's a normal reaction for a lot of men. They don't talk about it. They don't say a word about it. They just lock it and just never speak on it until they feel comfortable to. Now, it's normal for people to cry. And as much as a revelation that would be to some people. Some people don't know that. Some people believe that it's a weakness to cry. But you see, that man is crying because he went through something similar. It probably brought back memories. It probably traumatized him again. And his group of friends telling the girls to back up, that he's not consenting, so on and so forth. Honestly, they've done a lot more than whatever the internet probably would have done. Because I'll be honest, the internet doesn't do much. I know, right? Shocker. All they do is gossip, talk about this, talk about semantics, and that is all. But those friends, they probably were told about what happened. Because imagine the fact that you are in his position and these girls are basically trying to do all that. Anyone would get traumatized. Replace those two girls with a man, especially if you're a woman. Yeah, that right there is scarring. That is some emotional scarring right there. But that, I feel sorry for Saeed, and not out of pity. It's out of sympathy. Because there's a lot of other men that haven't even said a word about their trauma. So imagine how much they're carrying behind their entire life, behind that mask that they wear constantly. Just because they don't cry and just because they don't react does not mean that they aren't feeling anything. It's just that they're suffering in silence. And I'm not wise in the terms to say that men suffer in secret for no reason. It's not that they suffer for no they suffer in secret for no reason. It's just that whenever they do say something, they get harassed, they get downplayed, they get trashed on for having to even open up. And it's the fact that just because of the majority, if not a large majority of people, in terms of, men are perpetrators of certain things, they think that a smaller portion of males can't be victims. And it is terrifying because anybody could be a victim. Being a victim does not have an age. It does not have a race. Being a victim does not have a class requirement for anybody to be a victim. It just has to be a crime, and it just has to take place, and that's all it takes to be a victim. And I'm sorry for me to leave this on a somber note, but if anything, I wish that Saeed is doing well. There's just a lot of things that simply men will put up with, but they will not talk about. Be it because they're going through some things, or they just don't have a support system. So, with that being said, what do you guys think about it? Talk to me in the comments. Leave a like, subscribe, and if you have anything else to add to this, please do. I really want to hear your opinion on this. Now, I gotta get going, and I'll have you posted in the next video. Ciao.